Okay, so sorry for being late here, guys. Let's get started. I'm going to start sharing my screen. Give me a quick moment and we will begin. And if you have any questions, you can go to Damon157 on Skype, or you can email me and I will try and address those once we're done. PC's running a little slow here. Okay. Make sure everything is okay here, and here's my screen. Full screen. Okay, we're live. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to give you a little background on this. I'm going to show you how I took $50, a Notecard, and turned it into a $599 a month recurring income in 30 days. Now that may sound kind of shady and shifty, and it's not really once you go through it. It's as simple as it sounds, and does not require you to do a whole lot of work, because if you're like most and you're in a full-time job, you like to make some extra money, an extra $600 a month. It's not a bad thing, just as long as you can maintain what it is that I'm going to show you. So here's how I did it. I took a unique word, a unique keyword, and I used a unique keyword strategy to select profitable buyer keywords. And if you've heard me talk about the niche keyword ATM, that's exactly how it starts. It's all about selecting the right keyword phrases up front, and then on the back end is where the transaction happens. So let me rewind here. Selected, it was an actual real estate in the West. I'm not going to give the exact niche away because I'm still ranking the site, the video that I'm using, but I'm not going to give the exact niche, but I will go through some details. So I used a unique keyword research strategy to select profitable buyer keywords. Now these are keywords that basically have the potential customer is ready to take an action. And I use the niche keyword ATM system to do that. It's an in-depth system that shows exactly how to find that information. Then I created a video commercial using a script that converts, and more on that later because I'll show you the exact elements of the script and what types of script as well as videos work the best. I ranked the video, and then I leased the video with ease, and I didn't even lease it myself. I ran the transaction piece, but I did not have to do the selling because I am not really a salesman, so that was outsourced. So be sure to stay for this entire presentation because I'm revealing the exact strategy I used to profit, and I'm going to show you how you can copy this and profit as well. It's scalable, it's repeatable. If you want to make a couple $100 a month to a couple $1,000 a month, it's all in what you put into it. Just as in any course that you would buy, it's not the course that makes you the money, it's your own determination and your own desire and your own stick with itness. That's a word I made up called stick with itness, and focus. Not getting distracted by shiny objects. So, and I will admit that that still happens to me regularly. I've just learned how to curtail it. So, first and most important part is who did I target and who should you target if you're going to take this approach. In this case study that's currently going on, actually I have another video that I'm working on now. In this case study, I targeted people who are looking for real estate in a popular town in Oregon. What I like to do typically is target service-based businesses that have an average customer value of $75 to $100 monthly, or a new customer to them is $500. And why do I do that? I get results. So if I get results and I can tell you that you're going to not only receive phone calls, well, that's all I can guarantee you is that you're going to receive phone calls and possible video, possible website visits. I can't control what the customer does. Now you'll hear pay per call. Some people will lease per call, 20 cents a call, or sorry, $20 a call, $15 a call. That's too much tracking and too much for me to be bothered with. I know I can get you at least, based on the research that I do, if I can get you at least 20 to 30 calls a week, and if you can close, let's say 20, if you can close 20% of those calls, it's 4 people at $100. That's $400. So I'm charging you $400 a month. You're breaking even, but any business that has any business sense understands that if you're breaking even, getting a customer at $400 and you make the $400, the next month you make just about the same thing. So every month you're breaking even, but you have to consider the second month they're actually making $400. They're spending $400 on that new customer. The customers the month before, if it's a recurring, for instance, a landscaper, they also have that $400 that comes on, so they're actually profiting. And as long as they keep those customers, any real business will understand that those customers are valuable. As long as they have a high customer retention rate, they'll break even on the first try to make money on the back end. And that's not for you to determine. That's for the business to understand. Don't try and sell them on something and understanding the concept if they don't understand it. I've tried that and it just doesn't work. So I like to focus on higher customer values. I personally don't go after, I've ranked attorneys, I've ranked doctors. I don't go after them. They have a huge customer value. Difference is what's worked for me. Real estate's worked, lawn care's worked, and I focus strictly on one town. So it's and I can also charge more, and you can charge more if you give it exclusivity. One town, one web commercial, ranking that one. Only one business can own that. And basically, here's a strategy of what I did. I researched popular Oregon towns with average price points of $300,000, which means if they have 10 prospects, 2 prospects call them and do business, they get a commission. On the low end, their commission would be about $3,000. So if they did one sale a month, realistically, if they did one sale a month off of these lead gen web commercial video that was put together, and I'm charging them $600 and they're making $3,000, they're even profiting. So it makes sense to a customer that understands their numbers and has a higher profit margin for their leads. Now, I could charge more, and I may change it up. I do my leasing on a month-to-month, but from a basic standpoint, I get in the door and get results. And the advantage of getting results is, number one, you get a lot of referrals. People like your work, they're going to refer you. For instance, the initial concept of this came from a gentleman that I was coaching. I actually set one video for him. I bartered with him, but I set a video for him. Video still set up. Very non-professional video. You know, there's no professional bells and whistles and all that. More so, it's less than what I do now. He took his iPhone up against a white wall, and I plastered his logo on there, and that was it. But he's made an additional, in the last 18 months, he's made an additional $3,000 to $4,000 per month on season from that one video. So I'm not seeing any of that money. That's the customer. But do you think that a customer, if you can increase a customer's base and income by $3,000 a month, do you think they won't give you referrals? That's exactly what's happened. I actually just texted with him, and he had stated, we should have set up a call tracking number because I'm still getting calls regularly and closing clients, and he can't take any other towns. It's a small town in Georgia. He can't take any more because he doesn't have the capacity. But he's constantly texting me, man, this is the best thing in the world. And it's costing him nothing. So businesses that understand this will love it. Back to where we were. Bullet number 2. using the niche keyword ATM system to create a list of buyers' keywords to target. Now, the system is something that I created. It works very well. I'll give you a little flavor of it in a little bit. But just as a side note, I come from the school of if you have something to offer of value, let people know. So although it's not necessary, it is May 10th, May 11th, I'm pulling in this keyword ATM, and it is going into a full comprehensive course, which is going to include everything I'm talking about today, but in depth, step by step. And if you're interested in that, wait till the end, and I'll give you information on how you can find more, you can get more details, and you can get on the waiting list for that. In the meantime, what I did was I picked out one town, 3 keywords, and focused the video content on those. And again, here's what I did. I used the targeted buyers keywords to organically rank the videos for the 3 keyword phrases that I identified. I ranked it in YouTube, which it ranked in YouTube first as the #1 video for those terms, and then I ranked it in Google. The ranking process that I use takes 30 to 45 days to get to the top 5. I use my safe video rank method. You can get a video ranked in 24 hours. You may have heard the hype, get it ranked in 24 hours, get it ranked in 7 days. I've seen it, I've done it, but I do not condone those tactics, the aggressive tactics, if you're trying to build a business. Slow and steady wins the race. It's the whole tortoise and hare mentality. Every time I've done it slow and steady instead of being impatient, my videos have never dropped. Now, recently, because of an algorithm change, a few of my videos have dropped, but that's nothing more than a little bit of content, some social signals, and some more backlinks, and I'll be right back up on top. So I'm not really concerned. But slow and steady wins the race. So based on the amount of time, and I'll go through that momentarily, based on the amount of time it took, this was easy. Okay, now let me see here. These Google Hangouts here are a little challenging here. Let me make sure that I don't have any questions here. I'm sorry, guys. Give me a quick moment. Let's see if we have any questions. So far, so good. Let me see here. Question chat. Okay. Am I not? No, we'll discuss that later. Okay. Looks like we're moving smoothly here. Okay, let me make sure this is all set up correctly. Oh. Okay. And okay, sorry guys, these Hangouts are newer here. I'm having some difficulty. Oh boy. Okay. Well, that's technology for you. So we're gonna make this work. Let's see what needs to be done here. So I've explained to you what I did. Wow. Okay. So here we go. Anybody on Skype? No. Okay. So next, why this strategy works, just to get an understanding of why this strategy works. You can't argue with results. I have proof of what I'm selling. I have results in the search engines, and I have tracked calls. And what tracked call is basically I buy a vanity number that I connect to the video that I control. Several advantages to that. If a customer decides they don't want to pay anymore, they don't want to lease the video anymore because it's not working for them, or they just want to get over, absolutely fine. I send it straight to a voicemail, or I go to their competition and I redirect the phone number to their competition. It's still tracking the calls. It's still collecting the data that I need it to. And if I offer an option of recording the call, it still does all of that. So it's just a matter of, just like moving. If you're in an apartment, you move from one apartment to the next. Okay, I no longer want to be here. I want to go here. If you move your cable service from one apartment to the next, it's the same concept. So that way, I don't set up a whole bunch of properties on the customers. I don't set up a bunch of customer properties and they can just take it and run. And what I also need to mention is I own all of the videos and I also own all of the video properties. Meaning, I take all the videos that I create, I put on my own YouTube channels. So I have full control. And I give the customer access to, if they want to put some content on the video and an overlay, they can do that. I transfer the number to them, and if we set up a lead gen landing page or something, that data goes to that customer. And it's exclusive to that customer. So there's no sharing leads or anything. So that's why it's such a selling point. And I can go to a customer and sit down and say, type in, Portland, Oregon real estate. I can show them, see that number there? Call that number. My cell phone rings, put it on speaker, they start talking, they hear, that's my property. I own that. You're nowhere on the first page. I can go and bring up a log and show them this has received X number of calls per month. Would you like this? Now, typically, and on the beginning stages, I've done this several times, I will, that's usually not necessary. You can just pretty much say, and when they see it on the first page and they get the concept. But to sell it, cold calling works. And if you don't like the cold call, not a problem. We'll go through that. So you may ask how long it took. Now, like I said, it takes 30 to 45 days total, but when I go through everything and you break it down, it took about an hour and a half to do this. So if you say 2 hours and it's $599 that I made, the $600 I made from that, so that's roughly $300 an hour. It's pretty darn good. And it's repeatable. The keyword research took me 20 minutes. The video commercial script took me 10 minutes. To create the video, it took me 2 minutes because I did not create the video myself. I am not the most comfortable on camera, and they're a professional. I'm all for let the professionals do what they do. I am not a professional spokesmodel or professional spokesman, so I hired out to do that. To upload the video to YouTube and the on-page optimization, that took about 15 minutes. Off-page backlinks, that took about 20 minutes. And then again, that was outsourced. Calling the businesses to lease the web commercial, video commercial, however you want to phrase it, that took me about 15 minutes to go through the process of finding someone to hire. And hiring someone cost anywhere from $12 to $20 an hour. After all that is said and done, it cost me less than $50 to do. Again, the cold caller, unless you do it yourself, they shouldn't have a very difficult time to actually sell the video if it's on the first page. Their results are there. If you have calls being generated live currently, it should be a no-brainer. If it is a brainer for a business, then you really don't want to focus on that business. It's something that sells itself. Businesses need leads. You have leads. A lead to them is worth X amount of dollars. You're going to charge them this amount. You already show the proof of what it does. It's a no-brainer, so it shouldn't be a lot. And what I'm thinking about actually doing in the very near future is incentivizing even further, as opposed to just the $12 an hour, incentivizing the folks that I have calling with a 10% commission, and that's 10% per month. So if it's $100, well, let's say it's $500, that's additional $50 a month they get as long as that business stays on. If the business drops off, I'll go back to them, and they like that extra $50 a month, so they'll go back, hit the ground running, resell it to the next one, or they may even have the database. So I have to work the specifics out, but outsourcing, as long as it took me to really grasp the point of outsourcing and actually do it, because I was a perfectionist, outsourcing is lovely because you can go to your job, you have a task set up, you can come back, and there's money in your account every month, and until you get to the point where you want to leave your job, if you want to leave your job. It's just, or you have spend time with your family or do things you love to do. I mean, outsourcing is awesome. And now I'm going to go through a little more here. Here's how to pick an industry. Here's how that I picked an industry with a high customer value. Again, I choose service-based businesses with recurring fees of at least $75. Recurring, if you're not familiar with that term, it means monthly or regularly. It could be every 2 months. But if a business knows their numbers, then it makes it much easier to make a decision. Okay, I pay $100, I pay $300, and I get 2 customers. That's $200. That's really only $100 that I'm out, but I have 2 customers. So if I do it again next month, it's a math game. And any business should know their numbers. If they don't, I'd probably shy away from them. Or you choose service businesses with new customer values of at least $300, because what you want is to get results. If you want to get results, if you can get them at least 1 customer from your initiative, they should break even. Or they should come close to paying off whatever they pay, because what you don't want to do, I'll explain my philosophy. I don't want anyone who listens to the video to see, I want anyone who leases the video to see the value and continue with the service. I don't want bragging rights or their money. Meaning, I don't want bragging rights saying, yes, I have a first page video in Google and you don't, and in YouTube and you don't. That means nothing. A business doesn't really care about the first page of Google. And one problem I see with local marketers and people trying to sell like SEO services and whatever the case may be, first of all, it's played out from a business perspective because they've heard everything and been burned the whole night. So you have to position it differently. That's why I call these web commercials. Secondly, what's important for them to understand, if they don't know and understand how this is going to help them, they get in front of a customer that is looking for their business, their service, or their product, is actively looking for what they're offering, but they don't know that business exists. By working with me or by working with you, you can let the business know, and this is how I let the businesses know, when they type in Portland, Oregon homes for sale, that business is going to show up in front of the customer who is looking for a service they offer. So it's almost like, let's go Star Trek, and I'm not a Star Trek fan at all. Beam me up, Scotty. So it's also almost like, oh, I need to buy a home in Portland, Oregon. Scotty, beam me to Portland, Oregon real estate agents. and I can talk directly to them. That's the equivalent. It's laser targeted. No commercial is as laser targeted on television. No radio commercial is laser targeted. No billboard is that laser targeted. Direct mail could be that targeted, but even with direct mail, it's coming at a time when you're not expecting it. I am looking, or your customer is looking for a Portland, Oregon real estate agent or home for sale. They're actively looking, and you show up in a different format and above everyone else. Who do you think they're going to call? That's the value in this service. It's not about bragging rights. It's not about I have first page, so you need to pay me $1,000 a month. And also to caveat this, and we'll go over pricing later. You can charge whatever you want. So for instance, a real estate agent, they're going to get at least $3,000 for a sale. If I can get them a sale a month, I could charge them $1,000 a month, and it's negotiable. It may go up later. I don't know. We'll see what type of results I'm getting, and then we can renegotiate. But because I own the property, I can do that. If you don't want to pay me this much, this business will, so I'm going to go over here and I'm going to give them those leads. I can do that. So you can feel it out as you go, and it's probably important once you find an industry that works for you to stick in there so you can really understand what's going on and how it works. So here's how to find an industry if you have no idea who to target. Think about services you use on the regular and how much you pay. I'll give you general examples. Lawn care. We've talked about real estate. Cleaning, house cleaning, landscaping, etc. Think about services you use. Do you pay $300 every quarter, every 6 months, every year? Do you pay, for instance, lawn care typically on season? You pay lawn care twice a month. When I say lawn care, basically cutting your grass. You pay lawn care twice a month. So, you're going to pay lawn care twice a month at $50 a cut. There's your $100 a month recurring income. Pay attention to the seasonality too. Once you determine that, or if you can determine from there, great. If not, another alternative is good old Google. Go to Google and look for a list of industries or niches with high customer transaction values. There's plenty out there. I've seen some on there's a couple forums out there, internet marketing forums that have them. There's home, what is that? Service. It used to be called Service Magic. Their site may have them. I mean, there's plenty of places for you to go. Drive around your neighborhood. Look at the businesses in the area. Get some ideas flowing, and that's a whole nother topic. That would be a whole nother training, honestly, to determine a niche and find the niche and build it out from there. But get a general idea. And go. So now, here's going to be a quick keyword research demo. I have some screenshots here that I took, and I'm going to run through this process and a very high-level version of the niche keyword ATM, which again will be available. I'll put a link at the bottom of this Hangout once this goes live. It's not available after tomorrow, sorry, but you can sign up. Based on that link, you will be able to sign up to a waiting list in which I'll give you some more valuable tips, a lot of information you've learned here, and I will give you some more information. But the waiting list, once it's ready and ready to go, you'll be one of the first to know when it comes out. So we're going to focus on, I threw something real quick together because real estate is really where I've been, I've been doing focusing a lot of my energies from the strategy. So I've given you a strategy. I told you what I do. Again, high level. Pick a niche. Do your keyword research. Find out which keywords to target, at least 3. Write a video script. Get a video created. You create it. Someone else creates it. Get it ranked. Sell it. Simple process. Rinse and repeat. It takes 2 hours in one sitting to knock it all out. To rank, it takes about 30 days. So if you did one of these every 30 days, that's probably you can probably pay your mortgage on that. So first step, we're going to use Google. We use Google to rank in Google. You may have heard this before, you may not have. And there's in this keyword ATM and in some of the other systems that I'm going to build out and explain, there's simple ways to get this and gather this information to expedite the process. But right now, we're going to keep it real raw. You need nothing but your computer. So if you've ever noticed the suggestions in Google, use them. You want to use Google Suggest to tell you exactly what's popular, because you may think, okay, real estate. And what I did here is I typed in a space, Missouri real estate for sale. Then I went back to the beginning, and when I did that, I got the drop down of here are all the areas in Missouri that potential customers are looking for. I have no idea which one is more popular, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this information, I'm going to write it down. Open a notepad or Word document, write down, copy and paste, whatever you choose to do, write down all of these areas. Because right now, I don't know. Unless I already have a client or I already know the area or have some insight, this is critical. Write it all down, put it in a document, save it. As many variations as you can do. This is what people are looking for as pertaining to Missouri real estate for sale. Next, on each search, I'll go through each one and search each one. At the very bottom, you want to use Google's related searches. That's at the bottom of your listings. The term, again, that I chose was Springfield, Missouri real estate for sale. So if you go scroll to the bottom, you'll look searches related to Springfield, Missouri real estate. This is right from the mouth of Google. Based on the term Springfield, Missouri real estate for sale, this is what Google thinks is related. Extremely relevant. Listen to what Google is telling you, because you just want to basically reverse engineer that and use that to your advantage. Write all these terms down. Now, the ones that aren't relevant, don't write down. Like, I don't know what Letty Van Cleek is. Sounds like maybe a real estate agency. Murney Associates Primrose. That's a real estate agency. Unless I'm doing something for them or I want to compete against them, I can pull them out. As you learn your industries, you'll have a better idea. Next, once you build your entire list out, you should have a couple dozen to maybe 100 keywords. You want to go put your keyword list in the Google Keyword Planner to estimate the traffic and seasonality. In this industry such as lawn care, have seasonality. Now, when you open the tool up, I took a small shot of this, you will see the seasonality. There's a trend. It shows you the months when it gets the most searches and when it doesn't. You have to use your own intuition for that as to how to digest that information, but you definitely want to pay attention to seasonality, because you don't want to sell to a landscaper in November or December when their business is almost non-existent. Oh, I have a ranked Google #1 video web commercial that I can sell leads to you, but you're not getting leads because it's out of season. So you want to make sure that you consciously think of those things up front. Or take a different approach. And again, you have to use your own common sense for that. But what you'll do is you'll put your keywords in. You're only allowed to put 100 in at a time. You put them into the Google Keyword Planner tool, which is a free tool. Just Google Keyword Planner. You may have to set up an AdWords account, which is basically a Google account. You set that up. And then interesting. Okay. And then paste your keywords in. It spits out this. And it's a lot more in depth than this, but I'm going to keep it simple. So right now we're looking at Springfield, Missouri homes for sale. Gets about 70 searches. Now I'm not going to go into the details here, but 70 searches is not bad, because it actually, the term itself probably gets much more. Now the competition is high, but that competition means the real estate agencies or investors or whoever provides homes for sale is paying, a lot of people are paying Google to show up on the top of the search results, the sponsored postings on the top or the side and the bottom. That's all that means. That's not the competition from the way we're going to use it, or the way that I use it. And the suggested bid, all the other stuff doesn't really matter. But if you click this little trend icon right here, this will give you the trend in the number of months. So you want to pay attention to that. Get your counts, export those. Now, a little more about that. I want you to remember this. This is the biggest mistake you can possibly make with keyword research. The estimated traffic shown in the keyword planner is not the most important, and it's not completely accurate. You will have, as you see, Springfield, Missouri real estate shows an average monthly searches of 0. Guarantee you that's wrong. So if it shows numbers, that's a good thing. You want the numbers, we're showing that's a little more popular. But if it shows 0, that may be actually a golden opportunity, maybe for your first run to give it a try, because people are looking for those terms. Google just doesn't think it's relevant enough. And do not pay as much attention to the actual monthly searches. Pay more attention to the relevancy. Here's why. If you take the Springfield, Missouri homes for sale, which has 70 estimated monthly searches, 70 in air quotes. If you rank in the top 5 for this term, you can anticipate about 50% of the exposure. So out of 70, half of that is what? 45, 40. Let's just say 45. So let's make that 80 and 35. I'm sorry. We'll say 35. Okay, so 35 people will click on or really pay attention to your web video. Out of that, again, I'm looking for Springfield, Missouri homes for sale, and I see a thumbnail that pops out of everybody, and you're above the fold, and it just looks like, and I see a picture of a smiling real estate agent, maybe an attractive woman, attractive man, or someone just that looks like a real estate agent. Okay, I click it, I watch it, I learn, I have information as a call to action, so I'm going to call. So out of those 35, maybe 10 people call. Out of those 10, 3 of them become clients. 3 clients for a real estate agent is huge out of only 70 searches. So this is how you have to think as the person putting this together, whether you're a business or whether you are a marketer. You have to pay attention to targeting. It's more important to target specifically what people are looking for, because when they're searching for what you're offering, which is what your client has, or even if it's your own business, because this whole strategy actually works very well for affiliate marketing or for your own products. When someone's looking for a relevant term to your video or your web video or even web page, you show up. So do not be as concerned with the quantity of traffic, but more so with the quality. That is the biggest mistake you can make with SEO at all. But with this strategy here, it's more about relevancy and targeting, not about the numbers. I cannot pound that in your head enough. And doing your keyword research is the second most important. Not assuming. Find your numbers, get your numbers. Real quick, I'll go over the lawn care example. The guy that I was doing the video for, we had a bartering agreement. He was, as we'll say, Atlanta landscaping. That's what he did. He landscaped. Mulch, trim the hedges, cut the grass. Come back 2 weeks later, do the same thing. It makes sense to go after Atlanta landscaping. After we did the research and we found out what his customers were actually looking for, we saw lawn care. Okay, let's try lawn care. I went through the niche keyword ATM system, got all my keywords, put them in there. Come to find out, landscaping got about 100 search a month. Atlanta landscaping. I'm just throwing these numbers out because I don't remember the exacts. But I do know that lawn care for his city got about 3 times as many searches. I wouldn't have touched lawn care. I would have thought, hey, Atlanta landscaping, and I can rank it for this, and you'll get calls. But I took the extra step, did the keyword research the proper way, and 20, 30 calls a week for him. The first year, he's improved his income by like $3,000. This year, video's still running. It's still ranking. It fluctuates. I got to do a little more work to it, but he's texted me today. He's getting about 20 I think he said, did he say 20 calls? You know what? Give me a second. Let me check my text messages real quick. I want to read exactly what he said here. Justin. Let's see. Oh, okay. No, he didn't give me a number this time. He said, "Hey, man, we should have linked the call tracking number to the online advertising. I've gotten tons of leads, and it would be nice to see the results we are getting from logging the calls." We didn't set up a call tracking for him because that was a separate agreement we had, but he has nothing, but he constantly comes to me like, "Man, this is awesome. This is great. Thank you so much. You basically took my business to the next level." And that was from the business perspective. So he speaks very highly of me to his peers. He's actually sent me some business, but it's not the types of business that I want, so I haven't been able to take it. I'm focusing more on service-based business. But back here, just remember, that was the gentleman I was talking about, lawn care versus landscaping, the difference in the number of leads that came in. Focus on relevancy and targeting when you're picking your keywords. Relevancy and targeting to that business. Now, got the keyword research out the way. What about the script? The script, you want to keep it anywhere from a minute to 2 minutes, depending on what you're doing. Let's say a minute to 3 minutes. After about 3 minutes, people lose attention. And you want to respect the viewer's time. So you want to use your keywords in your script. You want your script to be about 140 to 200 words. Now, 140 to 200 words is just about speaking about the speed that I'm speaking now. You're looking at probably between probably about 50 seconds and 120 seconds. So 140 to 200 words. Now, what do you want to say in the script? You want to mention the keyword, hi, are you looking for real estate in Springfield, Missouri? Well, if you are, here are 3 tips, or here's some information that would benefit you in your search. You're lowering defenses because you're giving them information because, again, they don't know you yet. They just found you online. But now you're providing them value, and there's nothing in return. Give them value, give them some benefits, let them know that you basically know your stuff, give yourself some credibility. If you're leasing your video, keep everything generic. And before I forget, leasing the video is not the only thing you can do. You can actually have a client and set this up. When I do that, I have a couple folks now that I'm talking to, which if you read my email earlier, I just came from a guy that's wanted some lead gen done, and I may have to work an individual branded web commercials and ranking for his entire channel. But that's more. So if I'm going to charge, say, $399 for an average video, $300 to $600, if I'm going to do custom where they own the video, it's them on the video, I'm ranking it on their property, they own the YouTube channel, they own the phone numbers and all that, I'm charging a premium. So I'm basically going to double if not triple my price. And in order to keep it ranked, I usually set it up, and that's a whole different that's another conversation, but I usually set it up so that I can, I give them the value up front, but the ranking, sometimes you can rank it, take one stab at it, and it lasts for a year. If I'm going to do it where they own all the assets, I'm going to set it up where it'll be a monthly fee for me to maintain their rankings, and I have a little control over the rankings, but they still, if they decide to stop paying me, okay, I can go back and go about my business, and I haven't really lost anything because they paid me up front for the setup to do that work as a one-time fee as opposed to recurring. And the recurring gives the business the opportunity to use it as long as they need to, but it also protects you. So the upfront investment's a little lower. Now, if they own the property, you want to make sure that you have your bases covered. So you charge a little more. That's just my own personal preference. At the end of the video, there's a call to action. Call the number at the bottom of the screen, and I'll put an annotation on there, and the number will pop up. The number doesn't have to be in the video. Or I'll put it, in the description. Now, recording the video. Once you have the script, several options you have. They're talking head videos, and they work the best hands down. And what a talking head video is a physical person talking to the camera like they're talking to the customer sitting at their desk in front of them. They work the best, hands down, regardless of if it's the actual service provider on the camera or just a very well-spoken or relevant actor that you hire to do the video. If you don't like to get on camera, you can outsource it. There's plenty of places to do that relatively cheaply. All you need to do is provide the script and the direction. Now here's a tip, and I learned this from, I didn't learn this, it just came to me when I was doing this real estate video, because the actor I hired isn't the real estate agent. So how can I make it, again, relevancy? How can I make this relevant? So what I did for this small town was I found an actor that created professional HD videos with a green screen. And if you're not familiar with green screen videos, what it is, it allows you, if you think the weatherman, if you've ever noticed when the weatherman on television is pointing around the screen, that screen behind him is green. It's digitized, it's digitally put on where the weather shows up and the information that's in the background. So they have to look at a monitor up front and learn how to work their hands, because there's really nothing there but a green screen. It's just the way the technology is. So what you can do, if they shoot green screen videos, I found an actor where I tell them what I want, I give them the script, and they do a green screen video. All I have to do is give them a high resolution picture for the background. So let's give an example here. If we were targeting St. Louis, Missouri real estate, I would put a picture of the St. Louis Archers behind the actor recording the video. So this would physically be in the background. It would appear to be in the background while the actor is talking about St. Louis real estate here. Really easy way to do. Usually it's not too much more expensive, if at all. All you need to do is go to Google and search for an image relevant to your niche that you're targeting. After that, I upload the video to YouTube and perform on-page optimization. You want to use your main keyword phrase or phrases in the video title. You want to put the phone number and the URL at the very beginning of the description. And then paste, that's supposed to be paste, your script that you gave to the actor afterwards. You want to put your keywords at the end of the description in quotes. Each keyword set goes in quotes. Add any additional towns if you need to, or relevant towns or services that are relevant to the specific areas, no more than 5 to 7, and then geo-target the video to the location that you're targeting. Now another key is, which I'm testing now, and I'll give you a pros and cons of it. You might also want to put you want to get a call tracking number. I use Call Fire, Call 8. Very cheap, about $1. You can get a number anywhere in the world and any state. Throwaway numbers. You can redirect. Their systems having tutorials on how to do it. But basically, what it is it allows you a number that you own and control that you can forward to wherever you need to. But what I like to do sometimes is put that number in the title, so no one even has to click on the video. They see the thumbnail. They see the term they put in, Springfield, Missouri real estate, and a phone number. So they never even have to they never have to click and watch the video or go through the details. They can if they want. But that's a pay-per-click trick that folks used to use to save themselves on clicks, and it also works very well. Now, I can't prove this, but I'll tell you what does happen. I can't prove it's the phone number in the title, but there are scrapers out there, just like you receive spam emails. There are scrapers out there that will automatically grab phone numbers and make calls, robocalls. The video commercials that I put together where I put a phone number in the title, they seem to get more of those robocalls than the ones where I put it in an annotation and in a description. Now I can't quantify that, but that's just something to look out for. It's more of an annoyance than anything. You might get 5 of those robocalls, which I don't even count, and then 20 more good calls. but I just don't. I don't want to inundate customers with that. I haven't figured out how to get rid of that. If you know, then hey, let me know. But just a little be forewarned with that. But it is a good idea to put the phone number in the title with your main keywords. Now, as far as offset page optimization, this is where, with more competitive terms, the rubber meets the road, and this really, really matters. So what you'll want to do is you want to go to pingler.com. As soon as you're done, video's uploaded, ping your video. You'll then want to take the video URL, go back and edit the video, and put it in a description underneath all of the other items that you have in there. And you actually want to do that before you ping the video. You want to get your video watched no more than about 150 times immediately. You can do a few more, but you want real views. You don't want to go on Fiverr and just get 10,000 views, because that's the type of thing that doesn't really work anymore. I use Viral or Facebook ads. Those are good ones. I use Vagex, but the challenge with Vagex is they only open their doors every 3 or 4 months, and I'm vetted in, so I can just use it whenever. So you may be able to use Vagex. They're not bad. I think I had some issues ranking this one because I ended up using Viral. It's viral.com. And Facebook, you can get cheap clicks, and you can run ads through there too for views. So I'm experimenting with that now. But you definitely want real views, preferably 30 seconds or more, because what we're doing is we're going to have we want it to seem natural. What's the natural progression of a video? That's why I go over the course of 30 to 45 days. You want to get the video shared, liked, Google Plus, whatever, at least 50 times. You want to get at least 150 social bookmarks. Then you want to get 5 to 10 high PR contextual backlinks. Those are very important, because for competitive terms, that's pretty much the icing on the cake. And once you do that, that's not just the icing on the cake. I have a video I show the proof of this and how this works. But once the high PR links are there, they're just there. Google doesn't necessarily know they're there. So what you want to do is what I do is I take those 5 to 10 high page rank content links, and blog networks are notorious for having these, which is a good thing. I'll take those URLs and I'll social bookmark those URLs, because social bookmarking works excellent for getting your backlinks indexed. And if you want any backlink indexed, you want your high page rank backlinks to be indexed. So after all of that, you want to spread all that out over the course of a 30-day time frame. And if you have my safe backlinking and my guaranteed video ranking blueprint, there's details of this. So if you go to my website, it's tngrapphix.com/WSO. You'll see there's a link for the video ranking blueprint in the upper right. So you might want to go there and check that out and download that. And that's a step-by-step. I even give a few resources in there to use and how to find good vendors for doing all of this, because I don't do all of this myself. I do use Ultimate Demon on a few things, but I don't do any of this all myself. I find quality vendors that I can outsource it to, and I outsource it to them. Okay, then now what? After all this, you want to make sure that you have call tracking set up to track your calls. That is your proof that you get results. So not only are you sitting on the top of Google and of YouTube, you're also fielding calls. So you can prove that what you have set up, the asset that you have set up, is working. And if you don't want it, I'm going to your competition. I'm sure they want it. You want to monitor your search results. You want to know when it hits the first page, if it drops off the second page. I use a tool called, there are plenty out there. There's a Firefox plugin. There's some Chrome plugins. I use, it escaped my mind, AccuRank Tracker. I use AccuRank Tracker. It's not particularly user-friendly where you can just look at it and know how to use it. You have to pay attention and watch the video to learn how to use it. But it's very accurate, and it works great, and it emails me. I set it up to email me when my rankings drop below a certain point or they're above a certain point, and I can look at them, and I can also kind of sticky notes on them to say this is what I did this date. So when I'm running case studies, I can see what dates I did what and how my rankings rank. So it's really, really good tool, but you'll want to make sure that you monitor, because you don't want it to fall off the first page, because then the calls are going to be reduced. And when the calls are reduced, that means you're not getting paid. If you're not getting paid, you got to go back to the process of figuring out what to do to get it ranked again. And typically it's just a couple shares and more likes, watches, and some social bookmarks or high page rank links, because links do fall off. So if the videos drop, you want to know so that you can take action. Next, once you have it all done, you did your research, you got your video up, you ranked it, you got your proof, now you need to sell it. How do you sell it? You have to find possible leads and get on the phone. The phone is one of the best ways to do it. That's what's worked so far. Now, I'm not a cold caller. I'm not really sure how I would sell that. I sell by my knowledge. People talk to me, or I sell by referrals. They talk to me. They see I know what I'm talking about. As we talk, their ideas start to bubble up, and that's basically how I sell. But there are folks that I've been able to use that can get on the phone, say what they have to say. I give them a script. Here's some benefits. Here's what the advantages of using this, et cetera, et cetera. I give that to them, and they go out and hit it hard. And they learn as they go. They learn the process, and I intend to use them a lot more. You can usually get somebody for about 12 to 15 bucks an hour. So it shouldn't take more than 2 hours for them to sell that video, as long as they have a list. Some will get the lists themselves. Some will ask you for the list. I mean, you have to work that out. You go to like freelancer.com, Craigslist, you can find somebody. But you want to provide them with as much as you can and as many selling points so they know what to speak to. And then I get them on a recurring PayPal, or that's how I prefer to do it. I've taken checks in the past. It's not too fun. I like to know this month the money's coming in, and you work it how you want to. What works for you. And then a common question is, what's a good price? As long as your client has a customer value of at least $75 to $100 per month, or a $300 value for a new customer, you should be able to charge at least $299 a month with no problem. Starting out, you can do that. And also, if your videos aren't as professional, if you're not really comfortable, but you get results, start off low. Now, what I do like to do, because up front, the investment, even if it's only $50, but if it's $100 investment up front, I kind of want to recoup that every single time I switch, lessees. So what I like to do is charge like 2 months up front, or $5.99 up front, and then $2.99 a month, or charge a $250 setup fee, and the setup fee would be you switching the phone number to their business, you switching the recording to their business, you switching the website to their website, or if you have a website set up that you own that fields the leads and passes them over, then changing the number on that website. If they want to change a little bit of the content, and a good selling point that I really like to do, and due to a change in YouTube recently, the thumbnail that shows up when you search is basically from the video. Now YouTube allows custom thumbnails. So as part of that setup fee, I'll say I'll get a nice thumbnail designed for you with your business logo and something that'll call attention to those potential customers that are searching the search engines and looking for your service. We'll put a custom thumbnail together, and that's included in that setup fee. Really, you can use PowerPoint to do that, or you can outsource it. There's plenty of places that you can do that, or they can just give you something and you can set that up. But all of that is an added value to the customer and allows you to connect the setup fee. Now, you only charge the setup fee once. After the one time, it's just a $5.99 a month or $2.99 a month or whatever you choose to charge. So now what? Again, I went over the entire strategy, and this is how I've used. You may be wondering, what was the note card thing about? And I did say that I would tell you how that is. The note card is basically All of the steps from ranking the video, I have on a note card that I keep on my desk. The $50 is how much I had to pay out from outsources to video creation and everything else to get it created. So with that note card and the $50 and my process that I just went over, you can actually take this and go do it yourself and make $5.99 a month, or $7.99 the first month at $5.99, or $2.99, whatever the case may be. You can take this strategy right now with all the information that I just gave you, and you can go out there and do the same thing. And you can do it the next month. I did a video last month, sold it. Got a good telemarketer that I want to put back to work. I have the same actor that did the video initially for the Oregon realtor. I had create for Atlanta realtor. I found a keyword that is popular that I can rank for. There's no other videos there, and it's a video commercial. I use the exact same script, and I tweaked the wording and the word order and the tips and had him create them back to back. I gave him a new picture, high-res picture for the green screen, and I'm ranking that now. So hopefully that'll be another couple $100 next month on top of the $600 from last month. You can do this every month. Yeah, there's going to be downfalls. I haven't seen the downfalls yet, but the point here is the approach that I'm taking, I know it gets results. I have testimonials that it gets results, and it works. So as long as it works for my customer, I'm happy, because there's no way they can complain to me that I'm not doing my part. I don't want their money just to have their money to say, hey, I did this. I don't want the bragging rights, like I said. And I wouldn't recommend you do either. I'd recommend you get results, show them you get results, sell it to them, and they should be the happiest customer, because they know you get results. And when they know you get results, they're going to tell their friends. So you may not even have to go out and create, but one or two people are just going to call you and say, hey, what can I do for you? If you offer more services, now what I've tried to do, this model personally for myself, I try to do this because I'm not trying to deal with a whole lot of clients anymore. I've had clients, I just fired most of them. So that, for me personally, I'm more into the information products and helping folks out learn the strategies that I have used and been successful with. I'm not a fan of dealing with a bunch of clients. Now, taking this leasing model, I can deal with clients, but I call the shots. If I don't like the client, I can fire the client and I can go and lease the video to someone else, and I'm still getting results. So I'm not having a client trying to dictate to me, I need you to do this to the video and I need you to do that, because that just doesn't gel with me. I've done that for over 10 years. It's not fun for me. I don't like it. So this gives me the flexibility that I need, and it's actually something that you can do, working a full-time job. You can do this part-time. Takes an hour and a half a month to do, and $50 to $100, and you can turn that into a recurring income. Build that up. That'll pay nice car payment, take a vacation, whatever the case may be. Or you can build it out to a probably 5 or 6 figure a month business if you scale it out that way. I have not done that, but it's a rinse and repeat. So you can do whatever it is that you'd like. So if there are questions, I am open to questions now. Let me see. Is there a question box? You might have to get on Skype. Let's see here. Let's go to. You can Skype me at Damon157. That is my. That's my email. I mean my Skype. Let's see if we have any questions. I think I tried to answer most of the questions I anticipated. If you're in the Hangout, you can chat. Any questions? Someone asked, what am I going to be charging for the comprehensive course? Well, right now the niche keyword ATM is at $27, which that strictly shows you how to pick the right keywords and the right buyer's keywords to use for SEO of any type, or pay-per-click marketing, or video marketing. It's all about selecting the right keywords. If you don't do that up front, it doesn't matter where you rank. And believe you me, I've ranked and received a lot of traffic. Traffic, it's not about traffic either. I've received tens of actually 20,000 plus unique visitors, built a mailing list of over 6,000 email subscribers, and barely made any money. That was my goal, to make money, because I focused on the quantity and not the quality. What I was trying to sell, I had the wrong audience. That was my fault. Now, I sold the website. This is back in 2010. I sold the website, so I made a nice chunk of change for that, but it's just the key with keyword research. If you're doing any type of marketing, it's about any type of marketing at all. It's about targeting a specific, having a specific focus in targeting. If you don't do that, you can run into problems. So if there's any questions, let's see if we have anything on Skype. Nope. Nothing on Skype. Okay, well, I will, this will be a replay here, so I'll put this up and I'll email this out to the list, and if you have any questions at all, I will provide, you can Skype me here at Damon157, but I will set up a landing page so that you can leave your name and email if you have any questions or want to get on the waiting list for the comprehensive course. And that course is going to be over $157 or $147. I'm probably thinking about $197 because of the in-depth. I'm going to take what you saw here and it will go probably at least 10 modules. It'll be in-depth, step by step, break out, any questions answered. I might even do a weekly or monthly call to answer questions, but it's definitely going to be an in-depth to show exactly how to do this and go through the process from the keyword research to creating the video to where to find video vendors to the types of videos, videos tools. It'll go over types of scripts, how to set the script up, types of actors to look for, different niches, the best niches, the call tracking. It'll be basically, I'm revealing everything, so it will be a more comprehensive course and definitely a higher ticket product. But after you take it and after you run through it, it will be you'll be a complete expert and be able to take this and run with it or outsource it or whatever the case may be. This is just a high level. So I thank everyone for joining. If you have any questions, Skype me. Let's see here for anybody that just joined late. Skype me, Damon157, and I appreciate your time. And since it is May 10th, to all the mothers, May 11th, happy Mother's Day.